How you doing, everyone? Welcome back. Gonna have a really quick look at MCO2, and I'm gonna cover it on a couple of different charts, just so that you've got the fairest information out there, because there are different figures bouncing around, different price actions that we've made it to or started at, and as such, when you chart these tokens, it can really dramatically affect how they will respond. So I try and be consistent. I try and keep it just to the Coinbase charts or Binance, because that's pretty much who um, you know we all kind of trade through, Coinbase and Binance. So the price actions I give you tend to follow suit with what happens on those platforms. But for MCO2, because it is quite a new token, and it does fluctuate massively in dramatic highs, dramatic lows. Different areas like CoinEx have a very different, say very different, but they do seem to have different stats for MCO2 versus Coinbase. So I'm just going to use them both. Now, if we look at the CoinEx chart from inception to date, we are currently sitting at the 786. Currently, we've fallen through it, wicked back above, and we've been rejected to move higher, and now we've just come back to the 786 for a test, and it looks like we've just fallen through, but no lower than where we were yesterday. So this is the daily chart, by the way. So I'm just going to pull out to the 4-hourly so we can see this as a better breakdown, and you can see that although this thing is curling downwards, it's not massively falling off the table, and I'm expecting us to see a repeat of what we've seen here, where we tail off in a sideways downwards direction, and then we have a little pump back higher, and that does seem to be the pattern it fulfills. We don't see, other than when it makes a large move, we don't see these giant red giga candles like we've seen as example on Bitcoin when we had our 50% correction. We've seen some pretty big ones of these. So yeah, as we're sort of tailing off in a consolidation move, we then have these little micro pumps that follow suit, and yeah, so that's kind of it. So this is the Moss Carbon chart via CoinEx, and as you can see, we've just lost the 786, and that was, what price figure was that? That was at 1016. All right, that was at 1016. So if we just jump across to the Coinbase chart, you'll see that on the bigger picture for Coinbase, we are, I'm just going to move this out of the way so that you've only got one thing to look at a time. We've essentially, not yesterday, day before, we lost the 618. I am constantly using the Coinbase chart. I believe the stats are clearer and are tracking the price action for MCO2 more so than the CoinEx chart. But I just wanted to show you that depending on what platform you go to and what price action you're using, you can have some really dramatic differences in the events for a token, which is why you will see a lot of TA guys that will only chart a specific move, and then they'll talk to you about where that move is in itself. Not many people will chart an entire token beginning of a move to the end of the move, but I like to do that because it shows you, like if I just charted from here, oh my god, it's disaster, it's in a downturn. No, not really. You can see that it's tried to break higher, etc., etc., and then by charting the whole thing, you can kind of see where it's been, what it's done since, where it's going, and what to expect next. That's how my transparency comes through, that I show you everything. I don't just talk about a token that's pumping and, oh my god, yeah, there it goes, 100%. Sell your house, put the money in. Nah. I try and give you the informed decisions so that you can plan for a token coming here and buying in just at the point where you're going to have the bounce, and then you can sell when it's here. That's what I'm trying to give you. Although it's not financial advice, I'll try and give you the best informed information I can. So as you can see from the CoinEx chart, it looks like we've just fallen through the 786, although we're holding at yesterday's low, but I'm going to use the Coinbase chart because it just fits the price action better. From opinion, it's a more trustworthy source to me than I've seen with some of the others. So yeah, so we put the low in, we had a nice big pump, we tailed off, had another pump, and we've essentially consolidated in a sideways pattern, and we lost support, we lost the 618, and now it looks like we could be tailing down to realistically the low would be 832, but I don't think we're going to come back there. I really don't. So I've just done a little chart for the recent move where we had a little micro pump from the 786, and I'm just going to zoom into the hourly so that we can review that. And there you go. So what you can see is that we haven't quite back tested here yet at 971, 972 even, and I think that we may before we have a catapult out of here. So that's what I'm expecting next for MCO2. Now the video's already gone up to 6.5 minutes, so I'm not going to draw price predictions and lines, but I will for the next video. But just to say, in short, I'm expecting us to have a nice bounce from circa 973, 971 within that realm. If we don't, we have got significant support down here in the 830 area. And that would be a strong launch point from. And something else to look out for, when Bitcoin is doing badly, Moss normally does well. Don't think there's a true correlation to that, but not only have I seen it on this platform, I've just noted it via my team as well that this is could be something that's happening. So that's all for now. Best of luck. Speak to you in a little while.